How did coups shape Latin America's post-colonial era? Imagine a region where the fight for independence was just the beginning. After breaking free from colonial powers, Latin American countries faced a new challenge: how to build stable governments. Instead of smooth transitions, many nations experienced sudden, often violent changes in leadership known as coups. These coups were not just isolated events, they became a pattern that defined the political scene for decades. After independence, countries like Argentina, Chile, and Brazil struggled with weak institutions and deep social divisions. When governments failed to satisfy the needs of the people or control economic chaos, military or political factions would step in to take power. These seizures of control often interrupted fragile democratic processes, leading to cycles of authoritarian rule. For example, Argentina experienced 6 coups in the 20th century, and Chile had 8. Each coup reflected conflicts among social classes, military interests, and political groups fighting for influence. International influence played a big role too. During the Cold War, the United States often supported coups against governments seen as too left-leaning or nationalist. The 1973 coup in Chile, which removed President Salvador Allende and installed General Augusto Pinochet, is a prime example. The United States backed this move because it feared the spread of socialism. Similarly, in Argentina, a military coup in 1976 led to a brutal dictatorship that lasted 4 years. These interventions often brought repression, human rights abuses, and long-lasting scars to societies. The frequent coups made it hard for Latin American countries to develop strong, lasting democratic institutions. Military rulers focused on maintaining order and fighting communism rather than fixing social inequalities. This delayed reforms that could have helped marginalized groups like workers, peasants, and indigenous peoples gain more power. Sometimes, coups were driven by frustrations over exclusion and economic hardship. The Mexican Revolution that started in 1910 showed how social unrest could challenge the elite and lead to reforms, even if those reforms were slow and imperfect. From a cultural point of view, the history of coups is tied to the region's ongoing search for justice and identity. While many coups brought suffering, they also revealed how deeply people cared about who held power and how society should be organized. The legacy of these events reminds us that Latin American countries have faced tough choices about balancing order with social inclusion. It also highlights the importance of building strong institutions that can manage change peacefully. Understanding how coups shape the region helps explain why many Latin American countries now focus on strengthening democratic institutions, protecting human rights, and reducing social inequalities. The history of political upheaval shows that stability depends on inclusive governance and respect for diverse voices. It's a story of struggle, resilience, and the ongoing effort to create societies where everyone has a voice.